Dennis, much happier tonight, I'd imagine. You've seen the team win a game and it's long overdue.
Yeah, I think so, because I think we've deserved more at the first game against Stalybridge. The Harrogate game could have gone either way. And barring a 10-minute spell of really freaky goals, the performances haven't been that bad. But what's happened tonight is we've took our chances, and that always gives you a chance to win football matches. You know, at the end of the day, if we'd have stuck the penalty away, it would have still been 2-0 up when it was 11 against 11. Because obviously a 10 against 11 don't count on a penalty. There's nothing we can do with an overload there. So if we'd have stuck it away, that would have been at a time when it's 11 against 11. So it's not a case of we've been gifted it, because we could have took the penalty and been 2-0 up when it's 11-11. So we've had to work hard, and you've got to bear in mind that at 1-0 up, we've missed a penalty, we've lost 3 games of football. The players are going to be edging. It's very hard to make the extra man count, but we managed to get through till half time, and it was a case of just saying, look boys, sit in, protect what you've got, and we'll pick them off. You know, they're down to 10 men, they've gone into a 3-4-3, and we need to just pick them off down the sides, and that's what we've done second half.
And your two main strikers before Greg's arrival have both got themselves off and running tonight. Unfortunately, one of them injured himself in the process.
Yeah, you know, they should have been up and running before now. You know, Greg had a couple of really good chances against Stalybridge. Again, against Darlington in the first half, he had 2 more or less one-on-ones. One hit Marzi in the face, the first one, and the second one he's put over the bar. So there's opportunities there that have gone a begging, and tonight he's had his one-on-one and stuck it away. You know, it could have been different had we have done that away at Darlington, but goals change games. Tonight we've got it, and like last year, or the last 3 years, generally when we've gone in front, we've generally won.
And the clean sheet must have pleased you as much as anything. Admittedly, you had a couple of close shaves, but Dibbs presumably doing what Dibbs did to impress you initially, to sign him up and make crucial saves when you need him to.
Yeah, I think tonight was the first, you know, performance from Dibbs that was, you know, pretty much faultless all round. You know, he's done what he needs to do as a goalkeeper, and he'll be the first to admit in the first 3 games it hasn't quite gone as well as he'd expected to. But hopefully that tonight will give him confidence. It was massive for us tonight, made some great saves, because there was 2 or 3 opportunities there from close range that he's managed to save. So he's done great for us, what we signed him for, and the strikers have got the goals as well. So, you know, pleased for Lewis Hilliard as well. Great finish from him, because obviously he gets some stick at times, but tonight, you know, he left that last game, and tonight he's put in a competent performance and got himself a goal. So I'm just pleased for everyone. When you've lost 3 games of football, you know, you're looking where the light is at the end of the tunnel, and you've got to keep the belief in the players. We're down to our bare bones. You know, when you think defensively, Tomo out, Pepe out, Brownie out, then Clarkey out in midfield, Jay Rollins out. So there's 5 players there that potentially start for us, and they're all missing tonight. And we played a team tonight that's full of confidence, 1-2 and drew 1. So it's hard to pull that round, and we have to try and come up with something and think of something. And we've managed to pull through tonight, so really pleased, and hopefully we get our season up and running.
And Wade obviously injured now as well. That's 6. Do you anticipate any be back for Saturday, or is it a case of?
I don't think so. You know, Tomo's obviously done an hamstring, so it's minimum 2 to 3 weeks. Wade's done hamstring, so that'll be 2 to 3 weeks. Brownie's at least a month away. You know, Pepe may get through. You know, Marsh looks like he's picked up something tonight as well. So we'll just see Thursday. We'll assess it. Katie will send me an email tomorrow on the players, and we'll go again. But you know, whoever we've got playing, whether we've got 2 subs, 3 subs, or whatever, we'll give it everything. And if we fall short, we fall short, but we'll always give it everything.